In a learner-centric environment, promoting higher-order thinking requires that students should be engaged in activities and tasks that promote their ability to understand, comprehend, interpret, apply, synthesize, and evaluate their learning. When observing item B4, you should see students engaged in rigorous coursework, projects, and activities that help them to acquire higher-order thinking skills. Learners should be able to demonstrate their understanding, comprehension, and interpretation of higher levels of learning. Students ask questions and probe further to deepen their understanding. Finally, students should be seeking solutions to problems by applying new knowledge. In the video, observe how students respond to higher-order thinking questions.
So, with inferring, what does this mean? How do making inferences help us with the understanding of a text? And we practiced this in our book club, so I just want to review this today. Lucy's the other one? Ava?
Well, inferencing is kind of like maybe guessing what the character is feeling based on the evidence from the text. And you can infer what's going to happen next
based on
the evidence.
Based on evidence from the text. Right. So up here where it says I can make inferences using evidence from the text, we use what we know, which is really what's in the text, then the evidence, and then we can draw a conclusion of what's happening. Real quick, before we go on, how is that different than predicting when we make inferences? How is that different than making predictions? Guinevere?
Well, when you predict, you are making an educated guess on what's going to happen next in the book. When you infer, you kind of fill in the blanks with evidence from the text.
Okay, that's a great answer. But what else? We can go one step further with that. With predictions, do we find out what happens? How does that happen? Lucy?
Well, when you predict something, you're taking the evidence, like Guinevere said, you take evidence from the text and the text answers. But when you're inferencing, the text isn't going to give you a solid answer, and you're kind of figure out like feelings. You're going to inference that your character might be scared, but the text isn't going to say this character is scared.
Right.
The fourth grade students in this video responded to various higher order thinking questions about their understanding of making inferences, using inferences to help with understanding text, and understanding the difference between inferring and making a prediction. When the teacher asked, "How does making inferences help us with the understanding of the text?" many students raised their hand to volunteer their responses. B4 receives a rating of very evident because students responded to the teacher's questions using their experiences from previous classroom lessons, as well as from book club activities. This clearly revealed that the learners were able to apply their knowledge to new learning. Ava responded by saying that you can infer what will happen next based on the evidence, while another student explained the difference between inferring and predicting.